No one could doubt that from head to toe. Alice Nietzsche, Vercast was a military man. Generations of training from the 12th century has given him the straight Prussian spine that cool, unwilling look. His ancestor on the coast, outdoing family estates on the Gulf of Rhine and in Pomerania, has been Routemaster, master of cavalry. The good look old days is similar to one German man has been proud to wear the uniform in the street. In person, he was really of defensive, civil but unexpansive, returning questions with a simple "You know the answer to that."冯·克莱斯特是一个彻头彻尾的军人，这一点无人怀疑。他的先人从12世纪便开始接受军事训练，军事细胞代代相传，从而赋予他普鲁士人直挺挺的脊梁和他那冷酷而坚定的目光。他的祖先居住在里加湾畔和波美拉尼亚那冷风习习、连绵起伏的庄园中，曾官至骑兵上尉。对他来说，昔日的美好时光就是德国穿着军装的军人在街上遨游的日子。就连他本人来说，他时常怀有戒心，且彬彬有礼，行事低调。对于人们的问题，他常常简单的一句话回应：“你知道问题的答案。” In 1940, at 18, he abandoned his architectural studies and joined the Venturant. He was an infant Region 9, famous for numbers of threat officers' contempt. With eagle and swanky on his chest, he fought for 3 years round La Lato in Russia until he was invaded out. In 1944, he was on the Eastern Front again, fighting until the front has disintegrated to the city of Berlin itself. Yet between the first Russia sting and the second, he twice agreed to carry enough explosive and get near enough to Adolf Hitler to kill him. 1940年，也就是在他18岁那一年，他放弃了学业，加入了德国国防军。他所在的第9步兵团由头衔的军官数量之多而著称。他在俄罗斯境内的拉加多尔湖附近打了3年仗，胸前挂满了纳粹万字图案，直到他因伤而暂时退役。1944年，他重返东线，直到战事瓦解，苏军直逼柏林。然而，在苏联的第1个和第2个兵役之前，他2次携带足够多的炸弹到足够靠近希特勒的地方，试图干掉他。It was not, he said, the business of soldier to think too much. Orders was orders. He wondering later that German post was, or Majukra was being trained to be too gentle and thoughtful, to the point of useless. Nevertheless, his own soldiering was so believing by things to obey, to remove, and criminal leader that he was lucky to survive. 他说：“想太多可不是士兵的事儿，士兵的任务就是服从。”他后来担心德国国防军的战士在战后被训练得温文尔雅，善于思考，以至于毫无用处。然而，他的士兵生涯就是思考、折磨不堪、听从命令、干掉罪恶滔天的领袖。他能活下来就是一个奇迹。Questioning began at home, in schoolhood, set in 3,000 hectares of peninsula, where his father opposed Hitler to the limit of the strength. He resisted him as a Christian, a conservative and monarchist. The Nazi flag never flew from the castle. The Nazi sword was never given them. The only insult his father tolerated was the white Martyr's Cross of the Order of St. John, of which he was made a Knight of Justice in 1935, 10 years before he was guillotined for plotting against Hitler. He did not stop Andrew Hirsch from Estering, but then he knew that the seed of resistance was grown in him already. 他对这个问题的质疑始于 Scrooge 的家里，也就是位于波美纳尼亚一块方圆300公顷的地方。在那里，他的父亲耗尽毕生精力反对希特勒。作为一个基督徒，一位保守主义者和君主制主义者，他父亲反对希特勒。他的家里的城堡从来就没有挂过纳粹的旗帜，也不允许别人在他家里行纳粹军礼。他父亲唯一能容忍的勋章就是圣约翰勋章中的一种白色马耳他十字架，因为在1935年他被授予一枚圣约翰勋章，被册封为正义骑士。而10年后，他父亲因谋杀希特勒而被送上断头台，但他没有阻止冯克莱斯特入伍。他那时候知道在儿子心中种下了反战的种子。Amid the Russia show as a young company commander, Edward Heinrich found that he never get used to the death of his men. Increasingly, he wondered what they were dying for, in a war that was pointless and wrong. He was a proud German, devoted to fatherland, perhaps the more so because his family land was so close to the edge that they were swollen into post-war Lavender and Poland. But the war deduced at complex moment nothing to him now, when the state itself was murderous. 在俄国纷飞的大雪中，作为一个非常年轻的连长，冯克莱斯特发现他从未习惯战友的死去。反之，他越来越频繁地质问自己，在这场毫无意义并且错误的战争中，那些战友是为何而死？他是一个骄傲的德国人，忠于自己的祖国，可是因为他家的地盘离边境如此之近，在战后被归入拉脱维亚和波兰，因此他更加醉心于自己的祖国了。他现在为国捐躯，甘美而光荣，这句话对他来说已毫无意义，因为他所在的国家正在犯下滔天罪行。The one thing that seems worth dying for was the erasing of Hitler from the scene. When Clem von Schönwald, leaders of the anti-Nazi plot, asked him to become a suicide bomber early in 1944, he still hesitated, hoping that his father would adjust and save him. The father paused for only a moment before he told him he must do it. A man who doesn't take such a chance will never again be happier in life. 似乎唯一值得为之而死的事情就是干掉希特勒。1944年初，当反纳粹密谋行动人克劳斯·施奥芬贝格邀请冯克莱斯特担任自杀式炸弹袭击者时，他仍然有些犹豫，并希望他父亲反对这一行动并救他一命。但他父亲停顿了一会儿，告诉他这么做的必须性。不抓住这个机会的人一辈子都不会快乐。In the event, he never quite put his courage to the test. A great whale two-handed generals under his uniform and to detonate them to he stood to attention before Hitler, but had cancelled the meeting. Similarly, in the pitch of July 20, 1944, to kill Hitler, the Wolf line in East Prussia, he agreed to carry the suitcase of explosive into the conference room, but in the end was told to stay in Berlin. For a few hours, fear history beyond the age of the knife. Believe Hitler has been killed. In fact, he has survived. 5,000 were killed to revenge him. A miserable truce and a brief imprisonment was dismissed as a coward, a political soldier and sent to front line again. He was the last of the protoss to die, their younger recruit.但最终，他从未鼓起勇气来迎接这一考验，同意在军装下藏2枚手榴弹，并在希特勒前行军礼时引爆。但希特勒取消了那次会议。同样，在1944年7月20日的密谋行动中，也就是把希特勒和他位于普鲁士东军的希特勒老巢狼窝干掉计划中，冯克莱斯特同意将装有炸弹的手提箱带进会场，但最终被告知要留在柏林。在短短的几小时之内，他感到历史的发展将完全取决于这场行动的成功，并坚信希特勒已死。但事实上，希特勒没有死。为了复仇，希特勒杀害了5000人，但冯克莱斯勒却在短暂的关押中得以释放，因为上级认为他不过是一个乳臭未干、对政治不感兴趣的士兵，并再次将他派往前线。在所有密谋人中，他是最后一个去世的，但就在开始密谋的岁数来说，他也是最年轻的。As the war ended, he knew what his calling was, and there must never again be such bloodletting unless the more vital interests of Germany, the Western, was involved. He began to encourage debate, setting up a publishing house for defense books and invite Europeans and Americans to candidly together about that was worth fighting and dying for. Great names, among them Helmut Schmidt and Henry Kissinger, Donald Rumsfeld, and Andrew Taylor, each came to Munich every year from 1962 over to discuss security, and the transatlantic alliance was the stronger for it. The scoring pacifism, Miss von Keller never invited Greens to the Munich conference, distrusting the too-vague notion of on terror. He disapproved of deployment in Iraq and Afghanistan. Beyond that, though, he preferred to cancel his opinion and his past. Khrushchev reserved, some said, the same hauteur that made him refuse to help when Hollywood made a film about the plot of July 12th. Frustration, perhaps, that his plot was often disparaged but left as anti-historical, Christian and conservative, and immediately after the war was even called traitors. In 1944, he had simply done what he thought necessary right, and both a moral man and soldier under orders, defended his homeland against barbarian dictators and low-class, low-brave gangsters. Von Valken has done for generations before him.